Good afternoon. I'm Jim Reese, Director of Business Development at Offit Kurman, and you're joining us for Java with Jim. I'm here with Steve Metz. Steve is the Practice Group Chair for the Creditor Rights, Reorganization, and Bankruptcy Practice Group at Offit Kurman. Steve, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Jim?
I'm doing well. Thank you. This great day of fall. Beautiful weather out there. So Steve, let's jump right in here. Tell us about the Creditors' Rights Reorganization and Bankruptcy Group. That is a mouthful, and how this group helps our clients at Offit Kurman.
Sure, Jim. Yes, it is. It's a long practice group title, but that's because we do so many things. So people in our group do lots of different things. We represent all types of parties, sort of interacting with matters concerning, I'll say, financial distress. So that could be bankruptcy, that could be receiverships, that could be negotiations between debtors and creditors, that could be collection efforts, contractual disputes, all those types of different matters. You know, we might be representing individuals, we might be representing businesses, corporations, LLCs, partnerships. We represent investors, landlords, tenants, owners of property, creditors, creditor committees, trustees in bankruptcy proceedings, and all other types of related, I'll call it financially distressed matters. We represent clients in large Chapter 11 reorganization cases or small consumer cases, both on the debtor side and on the creditor side, or on the side of sort of anybody else interacting with those cases. We might represent a party involved in a divorce, and one of the spouses or ex-spouses files for bankruptcy. Unfortunately, that does happen quite often, and we have a lot of experience in those situations. We might be representing a party in litigation within a bankruptcy case, including preference actions and fraudulent conveyance litigation. So there's a wide range of things that people in our group do.
And I know that your work ebbs and flows as things in our world change. We're in the middle of a huge change right now with the pandemic, and I'm sure that's impacted the workflow to your group. So can you share with us a recent story that shows how the Creditors' Rights Reorganization and Bankruptcy Group provided a solution for a client?
Sure. I could think of a lot of different ways that we've helped clients and provide solutions, but one comes to mind, which is that we represent a large supplier of materials in the construction world, and a contractor who we supplied to our client provided materials to filed a bankruptcy case, and it's a pretty big bankruptcy case. And as a supplier, the client was owed a lot of money. We were throughout the bankruptcy case, and due to the nature of the case, which included mechanics lien issues and rights, and a special procedure that was set up in the case, which we in the bankruptcy world call the critical vendor process. It enabled us to assist our client in navigating those complexities of a Chapter 11 case, of a critical vendor program, making sure language was such that it would help our client. We helped the client to be able to collect a substantial amount of money actually during the bankruptcy case, not necessarily at the end when payments are made, but throughout the bankruptcy case. Client is still owed some money, but we were able to sort of get the client into the best situation possible throughout the case, through a very complicated process involving all these sort of construction, litigation, and bankruptcy interactions. So it's things like that we help our clients with all the time.
Great story. Thank you for sharing. Okay, here's the $1 million question, Steve. A lot of people watching this video probably don't know you that well. And even those who do know you well, I got to ask, who is your favorite celebrity and why?
You know what? This was the hardest question to prepare for, Jim. In fact, I had a conversation with my wife about it because I said, what should I say? You know, and so thankfully she helped me. And not maybe a lot of people out there don't actually know this particular celebrity, but I'll mention it. So her name is Michelle Singletary, and she's a columnist for the Washington Post, and she writes a syndicated column called The Color of Money, which focuses on personal finance. And so, you know, I get the paper, I read it, and I always sort of agree with what she says. Given the world that I, you know, operate in on a daily basis, the bankruptcy world, I just think she gives great advice on personal finance matters. And I'm always saying to my wife, listen to what she said, you know, today. You know, the ironic thing though, Jim, is that if everybody followed her advice, I probably wouldn't have anything to do.
Yeah, so be careful what you wish for. Well,
I know, right?
That is a unique favorite celebrity, one that I probably won't hear too often.
No, you probably won't.
But we appreciate you sharing that with us. Steve, thanks for spending a couple minutes with us this afternoon. It's been great to hear about the Creditors' Rights Reorganization and Bankruptcy Practice Group at Offit Kurman. And you take care, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.